Hi guys, I'm Lee from Iridium. Hope you're doing all right. So I'm going to carry on with my new series, the A to Z of rock and metal, but looking, remember, at more obscure, unknown, underrated or overlooked bands. Even bands that I think that, because I'm starting to get to know some of the subscribers on the channel, even some bands that I think you guys might not know about. So not your AC/DCs, because it's B, I'm not choosing Black Sabbath, put it that way. I'm not doing that. I'm choosing the albums, for instance, from bands that might have come out in the 80s that you may have missed. New bands that, people that think the 80s that's all there is, might like the bands that I'm going to mention, got that 80s feel. Just things I want to mention to you guys. So I've got 3 bands I'm looking at today. The first one, Christian rock, hard rock band. They're a melodic AOR hard rock band called The Brave.
To break down all the walls of freedom, how much pain does it have to be? We must move before the eve of destruction. We got to love each other, can't you see? What are we fighting for? We've already won the war. We are all together now. Hear our voices cry out in the night. All together now. All of the brave and the faithful unite.
So I'm sure a lot of Christian metal fans or hard rock fans will know this band, but any of you guys that are not into Christian rock, because you stay away from it, maybe because it is Christian rock, I don't know, but I'm not one of those people. If it's good, it's good. This band, The Brave, brought out 3 albums, 2 of them at the beginning of the 90s, well, one in 1991, which is an absolutely brilliant album called Battle Cries. So this first album, it couldn't have been probably a worse time for the band, to tell you the truth. 1991, the music they play sounds like it came straight out of the mid-80s.
I try to show the answers. I try to do what's right. Somehow I've always end up before you're thrown. But I should know by now that I'm not in this alone. So I gotta take this time just to let you know. I'm always waiting for you. I can't do it on my own. I'm always believing in you. 'Cause I know that you rescued me.
Do you know what I mean? It would have been a huge sound like album in the 80s. Maybe it would have been held back because of their a Christian rock band as well. I don't know. But this has sort of got a bit of a cult status in the Christian rock community. And in general, I think, a lot of hard rock and fans sort of know about this album. It's great from beginning to end. They brought out another album called Trust, which was pretty good, which is a little bit heavier, a lot of going towards the mid-90s, and obviously that was an even more difficult time, mid-90s. And then they recently brought out, over the last couple of years, they brought out a new album called Rise, and it had a female vocalist, so they've completely changed the band, got a female vocalist in. To tell you the truth, if you're going to check out any of the albums, for me, Battle Cries, the debut album, is absolutely fantastic. I would say, if you're going to describe it, it's 80s sort of sounding, soaring sort of vocals, harmonies, melodies, very catchy. Would have been huge choruses just throughout the album. Great album. Check out The Brave. Whether you're a Christian rock fan, whether you're not, check it out. Right, my next band I'm looking at, under the letter B, is a band I go on about all the time, and it's this one on my t-shirt here, Blackberry Smoke.
Yeah, we gonna roll all night. We gonna get the feeling right. We gonna keep this party rocking till the break of dawn. Yeah, I can feel a good one coming on.
ragtop Mustang.
I realise that this channel is not going to be full up with Southern rock fans, and to tell you the truth, when it comes to Southern rock, there's a handful of bands that I like, but I love those bands. Lynyrd Skynyrd being one of them, Blackberry Smoke being one of them, Blackstone Cherry are quite a good band. You know, I'm not mad on Southern rock. I don't like it all, but Blackberry Smoke have got to be the best Southern rock band out there. You know, back in the 70s, Lynyrd Skynyrd were the best Southern rock band. This band really basically hold the torch for Southern rock, in my opinion. I've seen this band at least 4 or 5 times in recent times. American band led by an absolutely brilliant singer-songwriter, Charlie Starr. He does the vocals and the guitar, lead guitar. They've had 6 studio albums out. They're all excellent.
Came in like a lion, now I'm out like a lamb. They don't even know who I am. Miles and miles wide open for me. Got it all laid out so beautifully. Don't you worry about a thing, baby. We can run away from it all. Oh, ghosts whistle in the wind.
The Whippoorwill being my favourite from 2012. That's just a class album, but all the other albums are not far behind it. They've been going since the year 2000. Man, if you like a bit of Skynyrd, if you like a bit of Southern rock, they're perfect. I absolutely love this band. They just are an amazing band. Check them out, Blackberry Smoke. The last one I want to talk about is, well, a lot of people know about him, but he's definitely underrated as a vocalist and as a songwriter, and that's Stan Bush.
But now there's no use pretending anymore. What we both know, there's nothing more to say. Just close the door and walk away. I'll never fall again. Gonna hide away this heart, so when the love is over, I don't feel the pain. I'm gonna live today. Forget about forever. I'm never gonna fall again.
So if you haven't heard about Stan Bush, he does AOR, melodic rock music. He's had so many albums out. So he's been going, first album I believe came out in 1983. And he brought an album out last year called Dare to Dream. So he's still going now, still producing great music. You might know him from, and it's sort of, you know, it's obviously done him well, this song, but in a way it sort of held him back at the same time because it's what people think of him as. It's a bit like Europe and their Final Countdown song. You know, people think that's what Europe all about. Well, that's bullshit. The Europe are about so much more than that. Stan Bush actually brought out the theme tune, The Touch, from the Transformers cartoon way back when. So The Touch is the Stan Bush song. Stan Bush and Barrage, actually, a band that he played with. So he, apart from that song, which I quite like that song, it's all right, it's a bit cheesy, but he has brought out some amazing albums.
There's nowhere to run, and I've got no place to fall. Ooh, we both know your love's gonna stray. I will make it stay with me when I know it's time to let go. I'm taking my command, turn and walk away. I've got to face the truth. If my heart wants night, I'm gonna take it like a man.
My best pick would be, from Stan Bush, would be the Stan Bush and Barrage album from 1987. Every song's absolutely fantastic. Every song is like a hit. Listen to that one, but saying that, he's had some great albums throughout his career, so you can't go wrong with Stan Bush. What an amazing voice, what an amazing songwriter. Absolutely fantastic. Can't recommend him more. So there you go. I'm really glad that on my letter A program, there's some people on there that I recommended a couple of bands to that are now listening to those bands, and they pick that music up, whether it be on Spotify, iTunes, whatever they listen to it on. Now they're listening to them bands. That's what this is all about. It's not saying to you how good Black Sabbath is, because we all know about Black Sabbath. This is about, you know, there might be 9 out of 10 of you watching this, you know, and know these bands, but there might be one that doesn't. He listens to a couple of songs, or she, and they love the bands from now on. So there you go. This is what it's all about, finding new music. So I hope you like my letter B. Next will be C, out of the A to Z of heavy rock and metal.